Shalom Aleichem. Today I would like to explore with you the third of the 6 constant mitzvos. That is Yichud Hashem, the requirement to believe and to be constantly cognizant of the absolute oneness of Hashem. So this means that, of course, there aren't any other gods, but within our understanding of Hashem itself, it means that Hashem is absolutely not limited, that Hashem is not subject to any physical constraints, and that everything that exists, that existed, and continues to exist is only possible because Hashem wills it to be so. There is no beginning to Hashem, and Hashem is not dependent on anything else. There's a famous philosophical challenge that's sometimes brought against people who believe in God, and that's the question, can God create a rock that he can't lift? And the assumption of that question is that if Hashem can't create such a rock, so then he's limited. And if Hashem can't lift the rock, so then he's also limited. So if we think about this question in the context of Yichud Hashem, so the answer to that question would have to be no. And it has to be no, not because Hashem is limited, but by definition, Hashem can't be limited. Because that would mean that something exists outside of Hashem. So when Hashem created the world, he chose to withdraw himself somewhat, to allow for people to have free will, and for things to happen seemingly without his involvement. But that's only by choice. So if Hashem, let's say, could create a rock and choose not to lift it, but it would be impossible for him to be in a situation, or there to be a way that Hashem would be unable to do something, because again, by definition, Hashem is limitless. And that means that nothing in the world and nothing in our lives happens without Hashem. And this is something that's important to keep in mind, because sometimes we can be frustrated, we can think that something that happened to us isn't the way it's supposed to be. It was supposed to work out differently. And sometimes we don't know why we have certain challenges and why we're put into certain situations. Now, of course, people have free will, and if someone acts in a way that conflicts with Hashem's interest and Hashem's command, so they're doing something wrong and it's not justified. At the same time, nothing would happen if Hashem didn't allow it to exist. So therefore, if we encounter someone who we come into conflict with, if there's a situation that comes up, and of course these situations can be very difficult, but if we remember that it would be impossible for it to happen without Hashem, we would know that there's some reason, and sometimes we don't always know, but there's some reason why we're supposed to be in such a challenging situation. And we could think, what can we learn from this situation? What opportunities can we get out of it? And through this, hopefully we can grow as people and always have that security to know that everything is from Hashem.